let's move on. There's more news. So for those that are just joining us, we're talking, of course, this is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. But I never get a chance to really report on every single reality TV news, especially when it's related to 90 Day Fiancé. So you may have seen over the weekend that Paul from 90 Day Fiancé has been in the news. Let me share my screen. Because it's necessary. And I'm getting this information both from TMZ, but also from 90 Shots Fired on Instagram, because they always get the tea. And I always normally see it from them first. This story, and normally, I stay away from the 90 Day Fiancé stories just because every single day there's a 90 Day Fiancé story, because these people are interesting folks. Look, interesting folks. All right. So Paul. So there was this image going around that Paul and his son Pierre were missing. People magazine confirmed that they were missing. Well, then Paul got wind of this and has been in contact with different blogs and released a statement stating that, everything's good in the hood. We're just on a road trip. A road trip. Okay. Hold on, y'all. He said that they're on a road trip. 90 Shots Fired says, I brought this post to Paul's attention earlier tonight. This was about a day ago. And he seemed confused. Doesn't Paul always seem confused? He claims the children are in the custody of the state of Kentucky and allegedly will be eventually adopted. But the story doesn't end there when it comes to Paul. So Paul posted this on his Instagram story. If two parents have their kids taken, period, that's not a full sentence. The grandparents or relatives should be allowed to have temporary custody. To ban the grandparents from the children as well as the natural parents is very sad. Okay. Some of you may not even remember Paul from 90 Day Fiancé, but we do. Okay. So 90 Shots Fired says there are rumors going around and half-truths. Unless Paul comes forward with documents, then take everything with a grain of salt. I just hope and pray that these kids will have a good outcome with whatever they've gone through and will go through. Yeah, because you don't want kids in the system. So this is from Paul. CPS has been working with Paul and Karine for a long time. As to why Pierre is considered missing, I have no idea. I'm sure there are a lot of things that have been left out of this story. To be honest, we may not ever know the whole story because cases and court proceedings with children are not freely accessible. So this seems to be from 90 Day Shots Fired. Karine has spoken up. And I know you're like, Kempire, that's in Portuguese. Okay, but thanks God for our Portuguese friends. They translated it in the comment section. I translated it myself beforehand, but then I saw they translated it here. So thank you to Gogo Zanan on the Instagram comment. Says, some news has emerged in recent days about the current situation of Karine, her children, and her ex-husband. We would like to inform you that that in the moment, Karine feels well and following is guided by the law, and that the same things that affect and strength, oh Lord, sent by all the fans who accompany it. Finally, we can warn you that as soon as possible, Karine will speak through social media networks through a live channel to reassure all those who accompanied her during these years. That was the Google Translate. It doesn't make sense. Basically, they're saying Karine is fully aware and she will make her own statement. There we go. There's your translation. Okay, I don't speak Portuguese, but I do speak, things that don't make sense. So as you know, Paul and Karine have had a tumultuous relationship, okay? A tumultuous relationship. There was video footage of her hitting Paul. It's been, look, I haven't checked into this couple in a while because I really don't care about the couple. I care about the kids, honestly, because this couple has 2 kids together. For a moment there, they were living in Brazil for a while. They've been back and forth, but apparently they're back. And apparently Paul's on a road trip. And this was Karine on social media. I'm not going to play the audio because she's playing music in there. She's not really saying anything. She's just saying hello. And she says that she'll walk through the fire for her kids. I would walk through hell for my children. We're going to continue to follow this story, y'all. I had to talk about it because it's just been getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And there is a lot of misinformation. So when it comes to 90 Day Fiancé, there's not a lot of places that I trust. So I will go to like a place like 90 Shots Fired before I go anywhere else. Because Paul released a statement to several blogs, TMZ included, and they were saying, oh, the kids aren't missing. He's on a road trip. And that once he gets back to Kentucky, the kids are going to be placed into that he was going to figure it out. But according to 90 Shots Fired, they're saying, well, no, the kids are going to be placed up for adoption, both kids. This is such a mess. This is such a mess, but we had to talk about it.